Okay, so get this. Ready for a real deep dive today. We're tackling something pretty wild. And I have to admit, it's got my head spinning a little bit already.
Oh, sounds intriguing. What are we diving into?
The concept of Sambhala.
Sambhala.
Yeah, that hidden kingdom of enlightenment you hear about in Tibetan Buddhism and all those, spiritual traditions. We're going off excerpts from, get this title, Sambhala, The Path to Enlightenment and Spiritual Leadership.
That's quite a mouthful.
Right. And the stuff in here, well, let's just say it's pretty mind-bending.
Well, I'm definitely curious now, so spill it. What exactly is Sambhala? Is it like a real place, a state of mind, or what?
All right, so buckle up.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what we're trying to figure out. Is it a real place? Is it some sort of metaphor? Let's dive in.
I'm all ears.
Okay, so you often hear Sambhala talked about as this, like, physical paradise, right? Tucked away somewhere in the Himalayas, all mysterious and stuff. But this text, it really emphasizes that it's more of a concept, a symbol, not something you're going to find on Google Maps.
Ah, okay, so not a travel destination then. But what makes this concept, this symbol, so powerful? Why has it resonated with people for so long?
Right. Why all the hype about Sambhala? Well, from what I'm gathering here, it all boils down to this idea of human potential, like
Yeah.
our potential for enlightenment, both on a personal level and as a whole society.
Interesting. So it's like a vision of what humanity could be.
Exactly. It paints this picture of a world where, suffering is basically non-existent, wisdom is just flourishing everywhere, and everyone's living in harmony. Kind of makes you think, huh?
It does. It's like it's this yearning for a better world, a world that, let's face it, feels pretty far off these days.
Yeah, for sure. It's like this ideal we all strive for, but, sometimes it feels like maybe it's just not actually achievable.
Right. Like a nice idea, but
Exactly. But hold on, it gets even more interesting. So supposedly this place, this Sambhala, it's inhabited by, well, get this,
lay it on me.
highly enlightened beings. Like it's seriously enlightened, including the future Buddha, Maitreya.
Whoa. The future Buddha. Okay, now I'm really intrigued. What are they doing there in Sambhala?
Well, they're depicted as these, like, guides for humanity, embodying all that wisdom and compassion we're talking about. Imagine that.
I mean, it sounds pretty amazing, but is it really realistic to think like everyone can reach that level of enlightenment? I mean, look, I try to meditate, but most days I can barely stay focused while doing the dishes.
Right. Tell me about it. It's like, enlightenment? Sure, sounds great, but who has time for that? But what this text suggests, it's not about, us all becoming perfect, all-knowing Buddhas overnight.
Okay, good, because I don't see that happening anytime soon.
Right. But it's more about the journey, like the continuous effort to cultivate wisdom and compassion in our daily lives. It's about those little steps we take day by day. And the source material actually outlines some specific practices we can use to connect with that energy of Sambhala.
Okay, now we're talking. So if I can't just, hop on a plane at Sambhala, how can I actually tap into this? What are the practical steps?
So one practice they emphasize is shamatha vipassana meditation. It's this technique that helps you, like, really quiet the mind and develop a deeper sense of awareness.
Okay, I've heard of that. But how does that tie back to this idea of Sambhala?
Well, it's all about cultivating that inner peace and clarity that Sambhala represents. It's about training your mind to be more present, more focused, more enlightened.
I see. So it's not just about reaching some far-off place. It's about bringing those qualities into our lives right now.
Exactly. And the source also talks about practicing mindfulness in our everyday lives, not just during meditation, but like in everything we do. Imagine, like, bringing that awareness to even the most mundane tasks, like washing the dishes.
No more zoning out while scrubbing pots and pans, huh?
Right. It's about being present in every moment, finding that sense of peace and purpose, even in the little things.
I like that. It's about bringing a little bit of Sambhala into our everyday experience.
Exactly. But there's another piece to this whole puzzle that I found really interesting. The source talks about enlightenment as a path. And I gotta admit, I struggle with that concept a bit. Like, what does that even mean?
Yeah, enlightenment can be a pretty slippery term. It gets thrown around a lot, but what does it actually mean to be enlightened?
Right. It sounds all mystical and abstract, like something out of a movie. But this text tries to break it down a bit.
Well, give me the breakdown.
Okay, so basically they're saying enlightenment is about transcending suffering, ignorance, and attachment. It's about recognizing our true nature, realizing our interconnectedness with, well, everything.
Okay, I'm starting to get it, but still it's kind of fuzzy. How would someone embodying those qualities actually act differently in the world? Like, what does that look like in practice?
Well, imagine someone who approaches all the challenges life throws at them with this amazing sense of clarity and calmness. Someone who responds to conflict with compassion instead of anger. Someone who sees the big picture, the interconnectedness of all things.
I get it. It's like they radiate this different kind of energy, like a sense of peace and wisdom.
Yeah, exactly. And guess what? This ties right back to Sambhala.
How so?
Remember, Sambhala represents that ideal society, right? A place where peace, wisdom, and harmony reign supreme. And when we work towards cultivating those qualities within ourselves, we're essentially contributing to making the world a little bit more like Sambhala.
So it's not just about personal transformation, it's about like collective transformation.
Precisely. It's
You're
like we're bringing a little bit of Sambhala into our own lives and then radiating that outward into the world around us. Pretty cool, huh?
Definitely. It's like we each have the potential to create ripples of positive change.
Exactly. And this brings up another question that the source raises, which I found really fascinating. It's this whole question of leadership. Like, who's actually guiding humanity towards this more enlightened future? Is it those enlightened beings chilling in Sambhala, sending us good vibes?
Okay, yeah, that's a good question. Who's steering the ship?
Right. Well, the source offers a couple of different perspectives. It suggests that spiritual leaders, people who have really cultivated that deep wisdom and compassion, can act as guides.
Okay, that makes sense. Like those who have walked the path can show others the way.
Exactly. But it also highlights the collective efforts of people who are working towards peace and understanding. Like all those individuals and movements striving to make the world a better place.
So it's not just about a select few at the top, it's about everyone contributing in their own way.
Precisely. And get this, the source even suggests that our individual efforts to cultivate those qualities of enlightenment, that's a form of leadership in itself.
Interesting. So by working on ourselves, we're actually contributing to a more harmonious world.
Exactly. So even if Sambhala is, this mythical place, the lessons it offers about enlightenment and leadership, those are very real. And they're relevant to all of us right here, right now.
Absolutely. It challenges us to step up, to consider what role we each play in creating a better future.
And that brings us to, I think, the most important takeaway for all of us listening today. If Sambhala represents this ideal of peace, wisdom, and harmony, how can we bring even a little bit of that into our own lives, starting today? Like, what's one small step you can take right now to embody those qualities? It's something to think about, to really ponder as we all continue on this journey.
I like that. It's not about reaching some distant goal. It's about taking those small steps day by day.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe by cultivating those qualities within ourselves, we can all help bring a little bit of Sambhala into the world. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
It's been a fascinating journey.
Until next time, keep seeking, keep exploring, and keep diving deep.